In this video, I want to discuss progressive overload and what that looks like in terms of what's going to be beneficial for you in the world of training. So progressive overload, I think for a lot of people, they get overwhelmed with that concept. They think it needs to be an exact methodology and there's an exact way of going about it. And if you don't progress in this order, then you are failing. The first thing I want to remind you is that we are females. We have fluctuation in our hormones. We have fluctuation in our energy level throughout the day based off of our sleep and our stress and our schedule. So if you have a bad day, chalk it up to just that. Do not waste your time, your energy in trying to figure out exactly why you perform like a pile of dog poo, because the next day could be that much better. And that is the long and the short of it, my friend. It is going to be an up and down, all around energy roller coaster. And so you have to do what you can do with the energy you have in that given day. And that's why it's crucial to understand where you're at in your hormones, whether you're having a cycle or you're not. And also just understand that you didn't sleep well and you're in a really weird place in your life and you're dealing with a lot of things and you're giving it all you have and you're honoring your body. And instead of pushing through and doing more weight when you know your body is spent, you do what you can do and then you take a walk and you just honor your body and your mind and your soul, and you do what you know is best for your body in that moment. Because some days you will not have any bit of effort, energy, desire to do the weights. Walk instead. There is always a strategy you can take if you listen to your body. That should be the determining factor of what you do and how you manipulate things. So in terms of the progressive overload, this doesn't just have to be in terms of weight. Although many people think, okay, as I'm lifting each week, I should be bumping up my weights each month, or X amount of workouts that I do, I should be bumping it up. I think that this is something that you know, when it's becoming easy, you need to bump it up. But for instance, when you are doing shoulder presses with dumbbells, okay, let's say you have 3 sets, which is typically what I'm going to be organizing for you and programming for you. So I'm asking you to do 12 repetitions of shoulder presses, okay? So you do the first set, you grab the 15s, and you get through the set and you hit 12 and you're like, wow, that was easy. I'm really proud of myself. That was so easy. The last time I did it, it wasn't easy. Then the next time you come around to do that set, you don't need to grab the 15s again. Just because you accomplished it, that is absolutely not what you need to do. You need to grab the 20s. And then you do as many as you can do. Let's say you can only get to 8 and your goal is 12. Then grab the 15s right after. And it's not that it was a failure. We need to flip the script. Like, I am so proud of myself. I've never done the 20s. I only got 3/4 the way through the set, but I got 3/4 the way through the set, I only. So I'm going to pick up the weights. Sometimes you might only be able to get 2 more. And you're like, oh my gosh, I dropped down to the 15s and I only got 2. And now I'm too short because I only hit 10. Drop down to the 12.5s or the 10s. Crank it out. You can either follow that approach or you can just do the 8 and then you can drop down maybe to the 10s. Or you can stop at 10 repetitions. I really want you to push your body, try to go for the number 12 or whatever I programmed for you. But if you go to failure and you feel the fatigue in your muscles, because we are supersetting everything, I want you to just do the 8 to 10. If you want to go to 12 and drop the weight and get to 12, then do it. And let's say, for instance, you did the 15 or you did the 20s, and you got to 8, and then you grabbed the 15s and you got to 10, and then you grabbed the 10s, or maybe the 10s were gone, so you grabbed the 8s and you got to 12, and that was easy. Keep going. Keep going. Go to 15, go to 20 until you feel the struggle. Listen to your body. Challenge your body. Do not meet the number, meet the struggle, okay? That is what I urge you to do. You don't have to go to failure each and every time, no, but you want to go to fatigue. So you want to gauge it accordingly. Even though I did the first set at 15 and I cranked them out, the second one I started at 20, I bit off a little bit more that I could chew. So then the next set, I went ahead and I stuck with the 20. Just because the second set was a struggle, you should not go back to the 15s, the third set. Even if that third set, you can only get 3 with the 20, you need to do the 20. Drop the weight down. Have your weights right beside you. No one is going to be judging you for having your weights ready to go. Now, if you don't put them back, then yeah, that's a problem. But if you work out from home, then you're golden. I would have the weights ready to rock and roll, drop the weights down, pick up the lighter ones, crank them out if you can. If that's not good and you didn't meet it, then drop it down again, crank it out, and be done. So you should always feel some struggle when you're about 3/4 the way through your set. That's how you can know that you're choosing the proper weight. And if you don't have enough weight, there are ways to make your exercises a little bit more intense, a little bit more challenging. So you can do pulsing movements. So you'll notice that I have some of these programmed in there. So let's say it's a shoulder press. So instead of just doing these and you're like, I only have 8-pounders and this is easy breezy, then you do a pulse, full range. Pulse, full range. And notice my pulses are going halfway up. Some people will pulse and they do this. That's not a pulse. You want to go halfway, you want to go slow and controlled. That will fatigue your muscles much quicker than just doing the full range, I assure you. Another way to challenge your body is switching it up to a single arm movement, and you can even do different angles. You can try it like that, different angles, and you can also do it at an angle where you're leaning over, and let's say instead of doing a hammer curl, you are now leaning over with one arm and you've got your other leg up in the air. So now you're working your core and you're also working, everything in your core. So that's your lower back too, and your glutes because the leg's up, and your bicep. So a lot of different ways, and switching up equipment is always going to be a new thing. So if you have a kettlebell, let's say, but your dumbbells are way too light, but you can grab the kettlebell handle, that's going to be a whole different feel because it's going to be dangling around and you have to really control that movement. So many ways to add to the progressive overload, not just through weights, but I challenge you to challenge yourself. Listen to your body and do not just go through the motions because you are only limiting your potential. See you in the next video.